Where did that come in? Where did skating come in?
That is my getaway.
So skating is your release.
Yes.
Right. For me, it's like playing chess. For you, it's skating.
Right.
Right.
So I started skating when I was a little girl. Like as soon as I could walk. My mom had the little Fisher Price things strap onto your sneakers.
Okay.
I skated at Elmwood Skating Rink
in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Okay, that was your home base growing up skating rink.
That was my home base.
Where was it? Where is Elmwood? Or where was it? Was it in West?
It's in Southwest Philadelphia.
In Southwest.
72nd, I want to say, in Elmwood.
Okay. Was it big, small? How would you describe it?
It's not big.
Okay.
It was like a little. It wasn't too small. I guess you can say it was a little medium. Like
it was enough to have some fun and get a good.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because you only going around in a circle.
Right.
So,
Right.
You get to see your friends. I made it my business for every event that all the schools who was in the vicinity always had a skate party.
Okay.
So when I was in middle school, they used to throw the skate party at Elmwood. But I had my own skates.
Right.
I was there. All the kids in the neighborhood was there because that's what we did in the neighborhood.
Right.
Skate.
Okay.
And you walked to the skating rink because that was our release.
Are you a black skate girl or a white skate girl?
I'm black.
You're black.
Now my mom gave me. See, my mom is very girly.
Okay.
I'm boyish.
Okay.
She bought me the little white skates with the pom poms.
Right.
I didn't like them.
You don't like them.
And I tried to write on them. She was mad. I'm like, let me
she's like, I just paid $150 for them skates. Are you gonna write on them?
Yeah, I tagged on them. I took a marker and was tagging. Like, I'm not a pom-pom girl.
Right.
I will never be a cheerleader.
Okay.
I was the person in high school that was like the manager of the teams. So I'm a black skate girl. I got black skates right now with some roller bones.
I know that's right. So you grew up skating, so you can go backwards, you can increase and decrease speed, you can do all the tricks,
yes.
You can jump over stuff.
Now, I'm not jumping over shit. Y'all just gonna have to move.
Wait, so if somebody fall in front of you?
I'm gonna move. First of all, I see you about to fall because you're doing all, no, I'm gonna go ahead. And if you try to grab, I'm gonna push your ass out of the way. Like,
you ever had that? Like somebody about to fall and try to grab you?
I got a mark on my arm from it.
To this day?
Yes, it keloided. That lady dug it. I had to push her off of me. You're not gonna make me fall. I fall enough by myself back then.
So with all that being said, let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst ever and 10 being the best possible, how would you personally rate your childhood?
You said 10 was what?
10 is the best possible and 1 is the worst ever.
I guess like an 8.
Okay, an
8. Because I didn't really, I did not have. My childhood was complicated.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. I didn't have to worry about food. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to worry about... Because, they made sure that we eat. And then I learned how to cook early.
Okay.
Because I had my little brother to take care of because my mom was at work.
Right.
So, we were always... I was always taking care of things because my mom couldn't be around.
Okay.
But it's not because she couldn't be around because she was doing this and that and third. She was trying to provide. So I had to learn everything early. That's why I was the protector. That's why I learned how to do different things.
Even your first high school job was a local pizza store?
Yes. Right. I had, actually, no.
No.
Avis Rent-A-Car.
Avis Rent-A-Car was your first high school job. Wow. Okay.
I went and got my
working papers, right?
At like 14 or 16.
Okay.
As soon as I was eligible,
you and I both.
Get me out of here.
Right.
And I worked in Essington in the turnback section.
Okay.
So when people returned their vehicles, I was the person to clean them. I had to run the VIN numbers, see what the history updates was, update histories if anything was wrong. If there was anything that needed to be ordered, I did that.
Okay.
A lot of inventory work. Wherever they needed me, I learned. I learned how to do keys.
Got you. So how long did you work there?
Like
what grades? Like 11th grade, 10th grade?
I know it was like 1 or 2.
Okay.
Years.
Okay. Interesting. Now, an eight is a high number. Like you had a pretty good childhood.
I can't say that it was a 7 or a 6. I'll be lying to myself.
What would it had to take for you to have said 9 or 10?
Well, my parents.
Your parents, okay.
If things were different,
right,
and you be in a wholesome relationship,
right,
and if both of your parents wasn't, one was flighty, one was just doing his thing out there, it might have been better.
Okay.
But the compensation level of my grandparents exceeded more than what I could ask for.
Okay,
I
got
didn't
it.
have a want for anything. It's just the fact that certain circumstances throughout my life will consider it, an 8 instead of a 9 and a 10.
Got it. So anything that you were missing from your parents, you got from your grandparents.
Right.
That's a support system.
Right. So I can't say that my childhood wasn't great.
Right.
I had a lot of bumps and bruises along the way.
So speaking of that, do you have a worst day or time period of your childhood that you would like to forever forget?
Yes.
Okay. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure.
Okay.
So, when I was younger, I had a neighbor when I was living in Southwest.
Okay.
And they were older. It was him and his wife.
Okay.
When my mom was at work, and if we got locked out the house, we would always go over there until she got home.
Why would you get locked out the house?
Because somebody forgets the key.
Ah, got it. Got it.
Because shucks, I'm young, but I'm doing stuff.
Got you.
I'm actually taking care of somebody else.
Right.
So this particular day, we go over there, and I like to read. Everybody knows I like to read, and I like chocolate.
Okay.
So the husband used to be in it's like a basement area where the garage is at.
Okay.
So me and my brother was going over there or whatever, and I noticed, so I noticed, when somebody's taking special interest.
In you, right.
Right. And the guy was like, oh, well, can you go to the mailbox? And I said, yeah, me and my brother can go. Oh, he can stay. No, he can't.
Right.
So I was like, listen. I said, whatever your plan is, I'll let him go to the mailbox.
Okay.
Because obviously there was something there. I don't know because I'm too young to know.
Got it.
I let my brother go to the mailbox.
Okay.
And that's when, a molestation started forming. So...
From the time how long did it take him to go to the mailbox?
Well, kids, they hop, skip, jump, play,
and he probably did more than go to the... Right.
And come back.
So your brother left, and what was he doing? Like, what happened?
So, it's like, first it starts as the grouping mechanism.
Okay.
They want to group. They want to touch your hair. They want to do... I've always been developed as a young girl.
Got it.
So I've always had some type of form of breast developing.
Right.
I never wore a training bra.
Okay.
I was already in a cup. And I was in elementary school.
Wow. Okay.
So...
Yeah, it was always that one girl at elementary who was more developed.
Right.
Exactly.
I was her.
Okay.
So it started out as that. And then going down the line, it became a little bit more. So my great grandmother was the one who noticed there was a change because I've always been an honor roll student.
Okay.
You know, I was always part of an honor society or something like that. I
Right.
mean, I fought a lot, but I do good work, you know.
Okay.
And I never liked to miss school. So, my grandma noticed like something that was a little strange and off. And
But this would have been after the fact when your grandma noticed that.
yeah, this
So-
would have been like maybe, I can't really tell you. It could have been like a couple of weeks.
Oh, this was going on. So that was you started talking about the first day, but it had went on for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, like it's not like it was a one-time thing and
Okay.
then that was it. Like,
So it started with him groping and touching you and went all the way?
I can't really remember because my brain kind of sort of won't let me remember, if that makes sense. Because I guess some type of form of trauma.
You just blocked it out.
It's just blocked. I can't really tell you. I can tell you that I can see. I know that I know some things that happen as far as like maybe an oral sex, you know.
Okay.
Or maybe the touching and groping.
Right.
Maybe some other things happen.
And this is the freaking next door neighbor that your family
your next
trusted.
door neighbor. Actually, that's how I learned Spanish.
Okay.
They were Spanish too.
Okay.
I think they were European Spanish.
Okay.
But I mean, at that point in time, it was like I just want to make sure nothing happens to my brother.
To your brother.
But until this day, he doesn't really know.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't know.
So your grandma noticed that it was a change in you.
Right.
Okay.
Because I become disconnected. I become detached. So, that's when, my grandma had said something to me. And I can't remember how it came out, but it came out.
Okay.
And my mom went over there to confront my neighbor.
Okay.
And
I know it was pandemonium at your house.
It was
directly before she left.
You know what it is? I know my dad.
Right.
I know my grandfather.
Right.
I don't want them to find out at all.
Gotcha.
That man would have died. People would have been in jail.
Right.
Shit would have hit the fan.
Got it.
So
when your grandmama said something, your mom was there, and it was only the women there at the house.
Right. So only a woman approached the family. You know what I'm saying? Because he was an older man. Like, he was probably like in his 70s, 80s. Ugh. Like, it's not like he's a young man.
Right.
He's old.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Okay.
So,
your mom went over there.
And she confronted him, and it was, oh, no, whatever happened, it transpired. I don't really remember the ins and outs.
Right.
But I can tell you that I had walked past his house. He used to make smart remarks. He was like, oh, you told and da-da-da-da. Right. I ignored it and went in the house. A week later, that man died.
Wow.
A week later, that man died.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
I never really thought about it then because, again, I'm a child.
Got it, right.
So you don't put pieces to the puzzles together like that.
And children tend to want to please the people they think highly of.
Right. But I know that in me, I know there was something because I've always known something's off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always one of them kids that be like looking and watching and stuff and like, okay, I feel like something is wrong.
Okay. So you feel how would you say that this affected you, like, the rest of your childhood and into your adulthood, like physically and mentally?
I didn't actually lose my virginity until I was older.
Okay.
And even then, I kind of sort of fought. Because I won't let people get too close to me.
Okay.
And I don't like to feel like pressure. So, like, you can't pressure me into doing anything.
Right.
Because I'm not going to do it. I'll clam up on you and my whole body will just shut down on you.
Okay.
I know that from it, I have to get, like, different surgeries now as an adult. And would have to probably get IVF.
Okay. Now, what's IVF?
In vitro fertilization.
So you can't have kids naturally because of that?
Right.
Wow.
They won't even open up the other side of the fallopian tube to see if I can even pass. They won't do none of that. So, I mean, it's affected me, but it's not to the point where I won't live my life.
Okay.
I have never stayed hooked up on something.
Okay.
Instead, I kind of sort of try to use it to help someone else.
Okay.
So, like, before, I wouldn't even talk about it.
Right.
You know, because I don't remember. So, a lot of things I just can't remember. And my brain just won't let me.
Right.
So, I say, okay, I know it happened.
Okay.
I know with who.
Right.
Let's start there.
So you're very courageous for talking about it right now. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I think everybody has a story to tell. My story is not that much different from somebody else's.
Okay.
It's just the fact of how I dealt with them. I didn't choose to do things like drugs or I didn't lash out at nobody.
And in some cases, people went the whole other way.
Right.
This is
and I'm not promiscuous by no means.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, sometimes people promiscuity comes from different things that's happened to them in their life that
Right.
people don't know.
Even their sexuality, they become
Right,
bisexuals
they
or
get
just
hyped,
straight
right.
gay. Right.
So, I mean, you have to know somebody else's story to know their way of thinking.
Okay.
For me, it just made me stronger, a stronger individual, rather. And I'm still able to protect. I would never tell my brother what happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, because I knew that would mess him up. To know that another man touched you and you're not.
And now he's an adult. He was like, yo, I was there and I left my sister.
Right. I would never put that on him.
Right.
I would never put that on my dad. I would never put that on my mom. I would never put that on anybody else. Because what happened to me was a test. To me.
Of what?
Who knows?
Okay.
God put people in different situations to build them. Who would I be? If something didn't happen to me then, what would I be now?
I hear that. But that wasn't supposed to necessarily happen. It
was already written.
You think so? Okay.
It was already written. In order for this is only a replay of you're only playing out what's already written.
Okay.
And for some things, is always I've always been close to the church.
Okay.
You know, I never resented God. God took that man out of here in a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you thought that you was going to get away with something. Because there was no.
So what happened to him, by the way? You said
I think he had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack the very next week. Wow.
He had a heart attack.
Okay.
The fact that I know that God is on my side is enough for me.
Got it.
You know, because that means no matter what I go through, it's going to work itself out.
Okay.
And it has. Because a couple more times, I know how to deal with a situation now.
Okay.
You know, I know what to look for with somebody looking to groom a young girl. I know what to look for when I know that this little girl is being touched and her parents don't know yet.
Got it.
But because she's clammed up the way she is, I know how to approach her.
Okay.
Because I can share my story to help her with hers.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
So it's always a reason. You know, I had a little girl in the back of my ambulance. I had to take the friends. She was raped by her cousins.
Okay.
And she contracted herpes from it.
Okay.
She wanted to kill herself.
Understandably so.
I shared my story with her. And I gave her like little things that she could do to help her.
Okay.
It's like, okay, like I'm not by myself. You know, because
right.
we be so quick to throw these kids in mental institutions, but we never get down to the bottom of what demon is on them.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to deal with it. You have to be able to talk about it. Because it's not going to change nothing.
Right.
So that's why I feel as though, like, okay, it happened for a reason. And I was able to move on.
And so with that being said, let's move on. Let's flip to positive. Do you have a favorite childhood day that occurred where if you could go back to it right now, you would?
I have so many.
Okay. You mentioned that you like you love zoos growing up. You love traveling.
So the zoo, you can take me on a date as an adult to a zoo.
Okay.
And I would be the happiest person on earth.
Okay, right.
'Cause I like to talk to the monkeys.
Okay.
And I like to talk to the animals in general. I like to watch them.
Okay.
SeaWorld was a good spot for me.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Seeing my high school win the championship was awesome.
Right.
Especially as a senior.
What sport?
Basketball and football.
They won the championship your senior year, both years?
Yes.
Wow.
Both teams.
Bartram was nasty.
We had the best players in the city.
Did
Our rivals was great.
Do you have anybody on your team that eventually went to the pro leagues, NFL or NBA?
Yeah, I do know. I've heard that I used to call him Slinky, that he was playing across seas or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he still do.
Right.
But he was tall as shit.
He was dominating. So let me ask you this. You may have already answered this question. If you did, that's cool. Do you feel like there's anything that occurred in your childhood that changed your life, like forever, like positively or negatively?
Besides the story I just told?
Besides the story you just told. That might be it.
I think that affected me in both ways.
Okay. Right.
Because what was meant to tear me down, it actually did so for my good.
Okay.
So, and I say that because to be able to help, it's like it's a positive for me. Like you can't. I'm not a person that goes down easily.
Got it.
So I'm very resilient. That I do know about myself.
Okay.
Because when you look back over your life and you actually think things over,
right,
and you actually put together in your mind everything that you've been through, the trials, the tribulations, the happiness, the sadness, the anger, you get to see you for who you are.
Okay.
And but they say I'm like a phoenix. I just keep being reborn.
Okay, got it.
Keep going.
And even like you grew up in the bar. So you grew up around adults, you grew up around drunk adults. And you had mentioned like you get to see who people really are when they're drunk, especially.
Let me tell you something. So that bar gave me life.
Okay.
Y'all be surprised.
Now what bar was it?
Billy Boomers.
Billy Boomers on 52nd and
Locust.
It was on 52nd and Locust in West Philly. Got it.
So my family owned a couple of bars, but that was the bar that I stayed at mostly.
Okay. Now your family owned a couple of bars, so your family was pretty entrepreneurial.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how that started? How they just started owning bars?
I believe my great-grandfather had came down here from Georgia.
Okay.
From shooting a man.
Okay.
Who was trying to kill him.
Okay.
That was back when, I guess, like around slave times or,
right,
Jim Crow times, I guess.
Okay.
But he started a moonshine. He started making moonshine out the bathtub.
Really? Okay.
And he started selling it out of my grandmother's carriage.
Oh, okay. So when they got to Philly, up north, that was the thing to do. That's how they made money at first. Okay, got it. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So your family owned several bars, but you kind of grew up mostly at
52nd and Lucas.
Okay. And what was it called again?
Billy Boomer's Lounge.
Billy Boomer's Lounge. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was the spot. Like like I said, you'd be surprised what your grandmom and grandpops be doing when y'all ain't around. All that hurt hip shit. That's not the case. Give them some good liquor,
right,
and some music,
right,
and they're gonna show you what they used to work with back in the day. I done bopped with them. We done had theater day where we actually became the thespians of the bar.
Right.
They had soap opera day. You can't go in there talking shit playing music because soap opera's on. They cuss you out, they fuss, and they fight.
I guess in conclusion, what was your overall perception of how your childhood affected your life?
It gave me strength.
Okay.
It gave me strength. It points out my weaknesses and for me to make them stronger.
Right.
That's about it.
Okay. And lastly, give some advice to blank-year-old you. So Yvonna, pick any age, talk to her, and what would you tell her?
Okay, so I'm going to go with the age of 12. It's an even number.
What would you tell 12-year-old Yvonna?
That it's okay. That it's all right. Keep going. No matter what, don't stop. Don't let nobody stop you. Save your money and get ready to build your empire.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.